What are the differences between the past tense and the present perfect tense? Let's use the verb live. Here it is in the simple form. This is the past tense form of the verb live, and this is the past participle of the verb live. So it becomes live, lived, lived. This is V1, V2, and this one is the past participle in the form of V3. I lived there for 5 years. I lived there for 5 years. This verb is in the past tense. The activity is finished, so this is 2025 right now. When we are talking about something, this is 2025 and here is 2020, and then this is 2015. So the sentence is I lived there for 5 years. This is finished right from this point to this point, from 2015 or 2015 to 2020. The activity from right from here to here, this took place in the past and it is finished now. It is in the past. If I say I have lived there for 5 years, the activity is still true now. At this point, the activity is true. Starting here in 2020, going up to 2025, I have lived there for 5 years. So this one is the verb phrase have lived. I have lived there for 5 years and I lived there for 5 years. This is something that is finished. The activity is finished or it is completed. It is done. It happened between these two periods, right from 2015 to 2020. 5 years, right from here to here. These are the 5 years that are being discussed. I lived there for 5 years. So I lived there for 5 years indicates that the activity is finished. It is no more there. And if I say I have lived there for 5 years, this period of time goes back to some time in the past right here. From this point or from this 2020 to 2025. And it's still true today. It means this happened and this started in the past and it is there right now. These two verbs, past tense and the past participle, look the same. These both of them, they look the same. In the past tense, it is lived, and in present perfect tense, have lived, it is past participle lived. Over here it is past participle, but over here this is past tense. They look the same. But this have lived, this one, this lived over here in the present perfect tense, this is used with helping verbs like has or have. These are the helping verbs which match the subject. He has, she has, and I have. So this verb that is in past participle, this is used with helping verbs as I mentioned, has or have. I have lived. You have lived. He has lived. She has lived. It has lived. And for plural we may use they have lived, we have lived, and you have lived. So all the time we are using the helping verbs has or have. The verb lived is in the past tense and it is the past form of the verb live. And if you put this into the negative or form a question, then we have to use did. This did is to be used for the past form of lived. Here is the simple form, I lived there for 5 years. These both make the past tense lived, or if I say did live. Or a question, I didn't live is going to be the negative. And if I want to make it a question, then did I live? It will be true. When forming the present perfect tense, you always have or has. These two are going to be there all the time. And then the past participle is going to be there. We use has or have for question. And we may call it, we may use both of them for negatives and affirmative statements as well. This is an affirmative statement. I have lived. You have lived. She has lived. He has lived. And then so on for the plural as well. But if I say I haven't lived, you haven't lived, she hasn't lived, he hasn't lived, it hasn't lived, and then for plural, they, we, or you haven't lived. So these are going to be negatives with the help of these helping verb, that is has or have. And for the questions, have I lived, have you lived? So this will, again we are going to be using has or have right in the beginning. He worked there 30 years. So this is not has worked. Actually this is he worked there 30 years. Here is the verb worked, the past tense of work. The verb work is there and the past form is going to be worked. And the past participle is also going to be worked. This is past participle, but over here we are using the past form. He worked there 30 years. And then he has worked there since 1995. Over here, this is the verb phrase where this is helping verb has, and then this is the past participle of the verb work. What's the difference between these two sentences? In this sentence, he is no longer at the company. His work is finished. Whereas in this sentence, this one, the present perfect tense, he is still at the company. He is still at his job. He has worked there 30 years. He has worked there since 1995. It makes 30 years. Up till now, but he is still there. He is working right there, right now. He worked there for 30 years, or he has worked there for 30 years. Both of them, they are quite identical, but this is showing that he is no more at the company. He is not working right now, and the work is finished. But over here, the work is still continuous. He probably hasn't left. So he worked there for 30 years, and he has worked there for 30 years. But if we use since and then going back 30 years, since 1995, he has worked there since 1995. She didn't leave yet. She hadn't left yet. This is not hadn't. Actually, it is present perfect, so it should be hasn't. So it is hasn't. This one. Both these statements have about the same meaning. Here, didn't leave. This is the helping verb over here, did. And we know that this is the past form of do. Do is the present or simple form, and did is the past form. So this shows the past form, did, and the main verb leave is in the simple form. And then she hasn't left yet. Here is the helping verb has. The past form of it is had, and the past participle is also had. So this has is actually the helping verb in this particular sentence. For both of these, if I say, there is a bit difference. Over here, this is the helping verb did, and right here, the verb has is going to be the helping verb. She hasn't left yet. And over here, the main verb is in past participle form, leave, left, left. This is the past participle form of the simple form leave. So the verb or the main verb is in the past participle. She, if I say she left, and if I say she has left, these are the affirmative statements. For both of these, meanings are about the same. This is clearly in the past, she left. This is clearly in the past. And this one, she has left, is also in the past, but it sounds like the recent past, as if it has just happened. You could also contract these. She didn't leave yet, and she hasn't left yet. But if we want to contract this one and this one, this is quite simple that we cannot contract this, but we can contract these two. It will be she's left, or she has left. You have to be careful when it's in the form of a contraction, because this might sound like this, she left or she's left. So these may be confused. So, but still the meanings are about the same. She left and she's left. This one is in the past, and this one, she's left, is in present perfect. Did you have breakfast? Or have you had breakfast? Did you have breakfast? This did over here is the past tense. The helping verb did, this is past one. Did you have? And this one is the simple form of the verb have. Have is the simple form, just like has. And the past form is going to be had, and the past participle is also had. So did is in the past tense, and this verb is in present or simple form for the verb have. Have you had a breakfast? This sentence, have you had breakfast, is in the present perfect tense. Here is the helping verb right in the beginning, like this one. Have. This is the helping verb, and this had is the main verb, or it is the past participle form of the main verb. The past participle had is the main verb. Both these questions mean about the same thing. Sometimes it doesn't matter if the question or the sentence is in the past tense or in the present perfect tense. The meaning can be about the same. The difference is that this is clearly this one is clearly in the past. Did. This question, have you had, is also asking about the past, but it's in the present perfect, which means that the timeline, if I say the timeline is going to be like this. This is past, and this is for did you have breakfast, whereas this is for the present. The timeline is right now, right from here to here. Have you had breakfast means you started breakfast, and then right now, have you had breakfast? This question might be asked early in the morning. For example, it may be early in the morning, the time may be any time in the morning. So as I said, the difference is that this is clearly in the past. Did you have breakfast? Whereas this question, have you had breakfast, this question is also asking about the past, but it's in the present perfect, which means that the timeline over here, as I mentioned, goes from the past up until now. Have you had breakfast? This question might be asked early in the morning. It's still early at 8 o'clock, and then this question, did you have the breakfast, perhaps would be asked later on in the day, maybe 10 o'clock. So if right this time this is 10 o'clock and this one was done at 8 o'clock, it means that this activity, have you had breakfast, this is being asked right here, and it started happening over there, and it happened over here in the past, right in the morning at 8 o'clock. And right now it may be 11 o'clock, it may be 10 o'clock, and you are asking something about have you had breakfast, something that happened in the past. Or you are asking something in the afternoon about this activity that happened in the morning. Did you have breakfast? So this was for the past, but this have you had breakfast, this means this is near past. Something has happened just before this particular conversation. So here is the verb be in the simple form over here. So we can easily understand that perhaps something that has happened in the past over here, that was did you have breakfast, and then you are asking about this activity right here at 11 o'clock or in the afternoon. We know that be is the simple form, and the past form of this be is going to be was or were, and the past participle is going to be been. Be, and then for past was or were, and then been. I was here yesterday, or it has been here since yesterday. It is not I, it was here yesterday, it has been here since yesterday. Here is the verb be, this one. This is the verb be, and we know that this is the simple form be, and the past form is going to be was or were, and according to this subject it is going to be was. In this sentence, it was here yesterday, and it's now. It's not. I was here yesterday, right this point I am not here. Or the thing that is being mentioned, whatever it is not here. Now it's not here. It, whatever this thing is. And it has been here since yesterday. So this is the point we are talking about, since yesterday. So this it, whatever this it, this is there. If I say it was here yesterday, something that was here yesterday, that's this time, and now it's gone, right from here to here. At this point it is not available. It is not available. It is gone. It is no more with us. It has been here since yesterday. That's this time, and now it's gone. Whereas this is when the thing arrived, starting here, something that started over here. And if I say that I have taken this thing, whatever this thing, it arrived there, and you say that it has been here since yesterday. So it was there, it arrived yesterday, and it has been here since yesterday. So it is going to be there at this moment. It is going to be available. So if I say I have been very happy with my car since I bought it 3 years ago. So right from 2022 to this moment in 2025, I have been very happy. So this is actually the 3 years. This time, right from 2022 to 2025, it is right 3 years completed. I have been very happy with my car since I bought it 3 years ago. In this sentence, we can see that we have the present perfect. This one is going to be this particular phrase, have been. I have been. This is present perfect. And I bought. This is past, or this is past tense. Both present perfect and past tense are put together in one sentence. I have been very happy with my car since I bought it 3 years ago. So we are talking about something that was done 3 years ago in 2022, that was bought in 2022, and from here to here I have been very happy, and it is still with me, and I am continuing with it. So this is actually the difference between both of these.